So, in chapter 1125 of One Piece, we are introduced to the death of Saint J. Garcia Saturn of the Five Elders. The nine vice admirals that we are introduced to during the course of the Egghead Island arc witness this death. They witness this man become a skeleton before their very eyes, but as he is dying, Saturn lets out the name Emu, a name that probably shouldn't be spoken in any light in the modern day. Therefore, all nine of these people are in grave danger, and I think 8 of them will be killed very violently and very viciously. However, Dahl will make it out a-okay, because during the course of the Egghead Island arc, even before the siege of Egghead Island commences, Dahl has been introduced and emphasized. And during the siege, she is the only one of these newly introduced characters to get any bit of meaningful backstory. She was trained by Saul. What's important about this is that in this very arc, we find out that Saul is actually alive on Elbaf, which then sets up her character for more fleshing out in the future. Also, she's the only one during this arc of the 9 vice admirals that have been newly introduced to do anything significant, as she actually takes out a known giant in Kashi, which is a big deal. She completely knocks him out, which is pretty impressive. So, with that being said, I think it's a very possible thing for her to go to Elbaf, because I think it will bring more emphasis to Saul if we see Saul from the light of someone who knew him as the Marine. With that being said, seeing Saul and witnessing what she just witnessed during the events of Egghead might change her resolve, and she might, much like her mentor Saul, turn into a pirate. Now, if she did become a pirate, who do you think she would go with? I think she would go with useless Captain Mid. Useless Captain Kid. Because, much like Kid, she is very rock themed. Her only named attack at this point is called Rock and Roll Blaster. Kid, too, is very punk themed, as he himself kind of looks like a young Johnny Rotten. Also, we do know that he is very punk themed himself, as all of his attacks have punk in the name, and he enjoys listening to music as well. It's also very evident that from how Dahl is designed, she's meant to be set apart from the other vice admirals, because the other vice admirals, though as weird as they may be, feel a bit more standard of what you would expect a vice admiral to look like. The only difference being that Red King is a snake neck, and that's kind of a one to look at because he's a bit different. But everyone else is a pretty bit standard fare for your classic Vice Admiral character. But not Dahl. Dahl stands out. Also, something to note about Dahl herself, while her name could relate to a type of dog called a dhole, her name could also be a cool, like, double entendre reference to a punk rock band called the Goo Goo Dolls, which is something pretty interesting. If you know JoJo, a stand is also named Goo Goo Dolls, so they have made it their way over to Japan. People in Japan know about them, so this could be very much a thing for Dahl herself. So that's what I think. I think in the future, once the kid pirates, who are also on the shore of Elbaf, presumably, once they start building themselves up, I think Dahl will be one of their new recruits to add to the ranks of Kid, Killer, Wire, and Heat. And if you want evidence that they're alive, well, Damalo Black did copy them, and when Damalo Black copies someone, they usually come back stronger than they were before, as evident by the Star of the Time skip in Sabaody Archipelago, where he tried to copy the majority of the Straw Hat crew. So I think the same could be said for the Kid Pirates. Though, based on those four being emphasized, I think those are the only four that we're ever going to see. And then we're going to start fresh with Dahl being a new member, and we'll continue from there. But with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Paula P. What's it?